Man, this is some powerful stuff. Using the vortex method in an unstuck coffee mug. Who knows what could happen today? Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. But first, coffee. Perfect Ethiopian. Perfect. A little bit later today, I decided to sleep in. I think it's now about 7 o'clock. That's very rare, which means I got up at about 6:30 today. Small Christmas tree is still up here. That'll probably go down next week sometime. Let's talk about a couple things. Whatever happened to all this season's losers of the years? Every time I got to thinking, where'd they disappear? When I woke up, Mom and Dad are rolling on the couch. Rolling numbers, rock and rolling. Got my Kiss records out. Cheap Trick, 1978. Any Cheap Trick fans out there? There was a really good, I think it was, you know, that Daryl Hall series that's on YouTube, like at Daryl's house or Daryl's garage or something like that. When Cheap Trick came to Daryl's house, that is a fantastic show. Out of this world. Just out of this world. You just don't expect it to be that good. And if you can, don't watch it on your mobile device. If you can cast it on a larger screen, do it. It's so worth it. If you're a Cheap Trick fan. When it comes to the opposite sex, I am not weight-centric. So for me, everything does not revolve around a woman's weight. I'm not bothered by a few extra pounds if it's truly a few extra pounds. I like women that have curves, and even a woman that some might consider to be, I don't want to say chubby or chunky, but I know some people that would have determined some of my women to be chubby or chunky. I'm not that worried about that. That doesn't, you like what you like. What's more unattractive than weight gain is the mindset that caused the weight gain, because it spills over into other areas. A person, quote unquote, letting themselves go is also evident in other areas. The body, easy to fix, simple. The mindset, not so much. Do I still think she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen? I do. Yes. The mindset and the current attitude? No. And this goes for men and women. I feel like we can fix our bodies quickly, but the mind, we go to the gym every day to work this out, or, a few times a week. I go twice a week and do a full body killer workout. That's all I want to do. I'm not interested in living at the gym. I'm not interested in being a gym rat or anything like that. I want to look good, be strong, be attractive. Functional fitness. But is there a gym for the mind? So many people getting into shape here, but no one getting into shape here or here. You can work this out and still be an asshole. You can work this out and still just be a horrible heartbreaker. You can work this out and be a cynic that nobody wants to be around. You can work this out and not work this out. I know people that the only thing that they've ever written in the past 10 years is their signature on a check. People don't write anything. Do you write anyone anymore? Emails and texts are all short form. Twitter is, what? Is it, how many characters is Twitter now? Is it 240? I could be wrong. When was the last time you worked this out? Went to the gym of the mind. Instead, we're hurting the mind, hurting the brain with alcohol and drugs. And then we expect it to act normal. And then we isolate ourselves. And then we defend that isolation. It takes risk to get up and get out and do something with your life. Being unstuck means putting your foot down to a lot of junk and people and time wasters and rule abiders. You heard me say that. You might have heard me say at one time, and I think it's worth repeating, enjoy the fruits of your labor at the end of your day, not the end of your life. There was a statistic, I have to research this again, where it said people live on the average of 7 years after retirement. I don't know what the average age of death is in the United States as compared to the rest of the world. I know in the US, which about 60% of my audience is in the United States, most people fizzle out the last 20 years of their life. They don't live their life full and then die quick. They fizzle out last 20, 30 years. Handful of medications every day, every morning. Body declining, as my favorite doctor, Dr. Andrew Weil, says, which I hope you saw the interview with Dr. Weil and Joe Rogan. One of the best that there is. I have found what Dr. Weil's teachings really resonate with me. He says we're supposed to live a long life and then you succumb to the rapid onset of age-related conditions. And then you die. In the old days, I remember growing up when older people would die, and I'm talking older, 80s, 90s, close to 100 years old. I remember as a kid, like, well, Mommy, what did they die of? And my mother would say, they died of old age. They weren't sick. They died of old age. That's how we're supposed to die. You're not supposed to die of a disease or of illness. Most of them we create with our habits, with what we put into our mouth, our diets, our nutrition, our lack of activity. You're supposed to live to a ripe old age, and then your body you go to sleep. And you don't know that you're dying. You just go. You go. Think about it. To transition naturally like that is amazing. But to have terror in knowing that you're fizzling out for the last 20 or 30 years of your life, dudes and dudettes, not a good way to go. And the cool thing about this talk is that you can control this. You have control over that. It's not like driving through an intersection and somebody T-boned you and you had no control over it. Your life is not a freak of nature. It's intentional. And so is your health. And your physical health, and so is your mental health. Like this 2019, I am improving my handwriting. I've got some fountain pens, I've got some great paper, and I'm really, really, literally improving my writing. Now, I write. I'm formally 110 words per minute typer. I mean, I fly. I haven't typed like that in a long time. I mean, fly. I could type as fast as you talk. Easily. It's funny because I talk a little bit slower in the morning. You'll notice my videos later in the day are much quicker. In the morning, I talk lower and slower, which is what I call like morning mode. By the way, the sponsor for this video is Tactical Soap. If you subscribe to the channel, get the soap, and I'll take a look at who subscribes today. I'm going to send you, I have this shirt. It's a size large that Scott Carr sent me from Tactical Soap. It says Relentless on it, and on the back, just a fantastic logo. And it's a V-neck. I will send this to you postage paid. Just subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do a drawing at the end of the day today, and somebody will get this, if you're interested in it. What if God gave you everything you wanted? I would have been dead a long time ago. Let's talk about being an evangelical, which will trigger some people, because automatically you're thinking of religion, which shows me how narrow-minded you might be. Some people say, oh, as soon as you mentioned religion or scripture or the Bible, I had to stop or I had to unsub. All right, whatever. It's a free world. Change the channel. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, Mr. Tolerance, Miss Tolerant. Let's talk about evangelical and what it really means. Evangelical literally means, it's from a Greek word called Evangelion, which just means good news. All right? It's not specifically about Christianity, Jesus, living the Christian walk, etc., etc. It's about good news. Literally, good news. I got good news for you. That's what evangelical is a person who spreads good news. And I entitled this blog, You Just Might Be an Evangelical If. Sounds like Jeff Foxworthy's redneck rant, but I thought I would run this by you. When you go to a restaurant, you really like the food and the overall experience. Do you go back home and say nothing? Do you go back to the restaurant on occasion because you like it? Or C, can't wait to tell everyone you know about the experience, the food, and encourage them to go try it for themselves? Now here is the evangelical part. If you answered C, can't wait to tell everyone you know about the experience, the food, and encourage them to go and try it for themselves. If you answered C, you just might be an evangelical. Do you get it? When you experience something that you think is awesome and can't stop talking about it, you just might be an evangelical about that topic, or that place, or that content creator. If you like what I say and you forward my videos to people, you just might be an evangelical, because this is good news to some people. That's all it is. There is an inborn personality type for you therapists and psychologists out there. It's innate. In other words, it's a gift. Some people have the gift of evangelism, of bubbliness, that extrovert. I can't wait to tell people about this kind of thing. You did nothing to get it. You did nothing to earn it. It just is. That's just how you are. And some are more evangelical than others. Some can't stop talking about it, whatever that it is. Some go a step further and help others get it. Some go even a step further and hold someone's hand and give them the resources and walk them through the process to acquire it, whatever the it is. Some will go even further and stick around with you after you experienced it and enjoy it with you. And even further, some who are big fans of it hang around together, talk about it, invite others to experience it, and those who have artistic abilities paint about it, those who have literary capabilities write or blog or do videos about it. Those it people, it's natural. There's nothing contrived. The people who have it, they're excited about things. What I want you to get excited about is yourself. Be an evangelical. Be a little bit selfish this year and be evangelical about yourself. An honest assessment of what you are. You don't spill your guts about your weaknesses to people. And I'm not talking about bragging about your strengths. I'm kind of like one of those Yogi Berra guys that says, it ain't bragging if you can do it. Because if you can do it, it really isn't bragging. It's your obligation to tell people how you can improve their lives. Web people and IT people can create computer programs and apps about it. Those in government might share it with others. Some may have the ability to organize people and present the message of it to hundreds and even thousands of others, like what I do with this channel. Some get together with other lovers of it, sing about it, write about it, talk about it, listen to a person who seems especially gifted about it. Some look like tattooed bikers and would be uniquely qualified to share it with other tattooed bikers. Some have songwriting and musical talent and tell others about it through their music. And it just keeps going. If you've done any of these things, or are just squirming right now because of the word evangelical, but if you've done any of these things, you just might be an evangelist. The key is, an evangelist of what? What are you spreading the good news about? Notice I didn't mention Jesus, God, or anything religious. Evangelicals exist everywhere. They're wine lovers, scooter riders, comic book readers, collectors, Phillies fans, avid book readers, workout and fitness fans. Some people say, I don't want to have anyone shoving any message down my throat. That's not intellectually honest, because it's usually just the message of Christ or God or religion or Christianity that they don't want shoved down their throats. Any other message would be okay. It's just the religious message that many people don't want. So let's be honest about that. Most people are evangelicals about something in business. We want our customers to be evangelicals, and that's how businesses grow. A Harvard study proved that the most effective restaurant survey customer service question was not, did you like the food? Or was the food hot? Or how was your server? The number one survey question that is the most effective for any business is this. How likely on a scale of 1 to 10 how likely are you to tell others about this restaurant or this business? If you are likely to tell others about something that you like and enjoy, you just might be an evangelical. Finish your coffee. See you tomorrow.